Tax day, it is fast approaching. The May 17th deadline is a little over 2 weeks away. There are a lot of changes this tax season, which is why J.W. DeGant joins us to share some of the top issues that he sees with his clients right now at Jackson Hewitt. So J.W. is going to be answering your questions. And so this is how you get your questions to him. You're going to text those questions. The number is 336-379-5775. And this is a text only. Don't call, but we do want to make sure that we get your text questions to our expert. Okay, so JW, let's first and foremost tackle unemployment, because unemployment is viewed as income, but this year there gets to be a little bit of help for those who were on unemployment.
Correct. So the first $10,200 of unemployment per taxpayer is actually tax exempt if your AGI is less than $150,000.
Okay, and so we've got a graphic up right now that talks about that $10,200, so people can see that. The unemployment income, though, needs to be added back in for state benefits. Let's talk about that.
Yes, so North Carolina did announce that they did not conform to the federal law, and so it is taxable for North Carolina.
All right, so most tax software has already kind of like upgraded themselves with this. So if people are doing it on their own, it should prompt them.
Absolutely. Yes, tax software has been updated for those changes, so it'll be seamless for those doing it.
Okay, now when it comes to folks who say, all right, I've already filed my taxes, so do I need to file an amended return so that I can get that unemployment income back? The answer is
no. The IRS will actually automatically make those changes. They're going to start that in May, and they're going to continue through the summer to adjust those and automatically send those to the taxpayers.
Okay, so that is the big deal. That's the graphic that we have up right now, that the IRS is not accepting amended returns on that. They do not want you to do that. They're going to send you the money.
Correct. The only adjustment to that will be that if you actually become eligible for a credit because of that change, you will need to file an amended return, but we're waiting from the IRS for guidance on when you'll be able to do that. Most likely it'll be after they make that change. They'll send some sort of a letter to you that mentions the corrected AGI amount that you can use to then amend your return for a credit like earned income tax credit.
Right, and you may want to send an amended return after all this is done when you see that.
Absolutely. It's best to definitely double check your return to make sure that everything is correct, because you don't want to leave any money on the table.
All right, speaking of leaving money on the table, let's talk about some stimulus funds, because of course we've had 3 rounds of stimulus. And there are some folks who say, you know what, I still haven't gotten round 1 or 2 yet, or I'm waiting for 3, and that does figure into our taxes.
Yes, absolutely. For the first and the second stimulus, if you haven't received it by now, the first question I'd ask is, did you file a 2019 or a 2020 return? Because that's what the IRS used to complete those EIP 1 and 2s to calculate those. So that's first and foremost. The second is that you can go to the IRS website to find Get My Payment, and you can find the status of your first, for your third stimulus now. For your first and second stimulus, your only real options right now are to file an amended return if you've already filed one with the recovery rebate attached to it, and to do that way. You can also log into the IRS website to check the status. They'll let you know how much you should have received for EIP 1 and 2.
Okay. All right. So we're getting a few questions already, as you might imagine. The first one is, if I claim my adult parent as a dependent, will I be receiving their stimulus money? And is that money taxable?
Great question. So first, let me say that it's not taxable. Stimulus money is not taxable. So first and foremost, that's that. If you actually did file those dependents on your return, you should actually qualify for the stimulus for those individuals.
Okay, and so again, it is not the dependent who gets the money, it is the person who claims the dependent who gets the money.
Correct, and we've seen that numerous times, especially for college students coming into us saying, hey, I need to get my stimulus, and then they find out that they were already claimed on a return.
Mm-hmm. All right, so with Jackson Hewitt, you do a lot of people's IRS returns. And so I know that you're going to be joining in with this same person when they're asking this question. They say, any idea what's causing the federal return to be delayed? I've checked my IRS website and it still says it's been processing, and it's been doing that for weeks now.
Yes, so the IRS does state that usually taxpayers will receive their refund in 21 days or less, but this year it has been like no other. With the pandemic, with all these tax law changes, it's been very complex, and so there have been delays. And so we just need to be a little patient, keep checking, and if you still haven't received your refund, I would say within a couple months, I would then reach out to a tax pro to see if they can assist you. And you can also reach out to the IRS as well, and see if you can get an answer that way too.
Yeah, good luck with that one, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
They're very busy right now.
Yeah, okay. We're going to take a quick break, but we're still continuing to take your text questions. So text them during the break. We'll be right back for our next segment.